All right. Hey guys, how you doing? It's Kevtech here, bringing you another video on information technology. I hope you're having a good day. Happy Sunday. And today I want to go over a ticketing system. Which ticketing system I'm going to go over today? I'm going to go over Remedy, or AKA Freshservice. And I'm just going to go over it. But before I get into that video, I have to explain to you what are tickets, what is the ticketing system. We have to go over a couple of different things before I actually get into the software application itself. You need to understand these things. I'm not making this up. This is stuff that you need to know if you work IT, if you work help desk, desktop support, tech support, any level 1 job. You need to understand how the ticketing system works. So before I get into that, if you're new to my channel, I do IT videos, I do CompTIA videos, I do IT support videos. I talk about how to get into desktop support, tech support, IT support. I do job interviews as well. And basically, I help people get into jobs in IT. So as always, rate, comment, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. Hit the notification bell. That way you know when I go live. All right, let's get right into this. So let me share my screen with you, and I'll show you real quick. We're going to go into my PowerPoint slide. So hopefully you can see it. Hopefully you can see it. All right, so today is understanding the ticketing system, Remedy. So this actually is Remedy. It's a Remedy Force ticketing system, and I want to go over the software. But before I go into that, I have to explain what it is, how it works. I got to explain a bunch of stuff. I could sit here and talk about the ticketing system and show you how to close and open tickets. But if you don't understand what the points of escalations are and how things work, then what's the point of me going over it? It doesn't make any sense. So obviously I got to go over this first in order for me to go over to the actual application. I created a ticket on this a while ago, like a year and a half, 2 years ago, on Jira. So I'll leave that below in the description, so you can watch that video. So and this one's it's gonna be a little more in depth. So understanding the ticketing system. So when you have a ticketing system, and my throat's gonna get a little dry because I'm gonna be talking the entire time. So drink some water. Also, I'm a little bit out of the weather, just so you guys know I'm not 100% myself. It's okay. So when you do a ticketing system, when you have a ticketing system and you do IT support, help desk, whatever, there is level 1. So this is the reason why I have a picture of this. So there's level 1. You have to understand, and I'm gonna go back and forth between me talking and showing you the screen. So you have to understand that when you have a ticketing system and you're level 1, you need to understand who it goes to, who the ticket goes to. You don't just randomly open and close tickets. You don't just randomly assign tickets on the fly, and you don't just assume that it goes to this person or that person. That's the reason why you need to understand the proper levels of escalation. You need to understand who the ticket goes to, and I'm going back to the screen, and why is that ticket going to that person. So say, for example, if someone needs a firewall change, you will give it to a network admin right over here. So you'll give it to a network admin because it's a firewall change. Say, for example, it's some sort of SQL database that just went down. Obviously, you have a ticket, you assign it to a software developer. Say, for example, there's an issue where someone's trying to send spam, phishing, malware, or someone tried to download an attachment that is miscellaneous by accident. Obviously, that will go to cybersecurity. Say, for example, someone wants you to add more memory to a virtual server or virtual infrastructure, or they want you to increase the hard drive space or memory on a virtual server like VMware or what have you. That will go into an admin server. So that will go to an admin server. So you need to understand what ticket goes where. You don't just assume the ticket goes to that person. You need to understand the proper levels of escalation. So what the hell do I mean by that? So obviously, if there's a ticket that has to do with server admin, you give it to the server admin. There's a ticket about cybersecurity, you give it to cybersecurity. If there's a ticket about network admin, you give it to network admin. It is a software developer ticket where there's a website down, a website is not working, an SQL database is down, someone's doing something in prod or production on the server side of things. They would deal with that. So obviously, you want to make sure you assign it to the right person. You don't just grab a ticket and assign it to manager, and that's the reason why I point the arrow at a manager, because some of these changes that people are going to be requesting or asking for, say, for example, it's a server admin change, like someone wants somebody wants access to a certain server, right? The server admin doesn't give the server admin doesn't give the person access to that server. He has to go to the IT managers like, can you approve this? Is this allowed? Then the IT manager will email or message or call the director and ask the director, is this okay? Can they have access to the server? And the director's like, all right, let me get back to you. Let me talk to the CTO. Then the CTO will be part of the email as well. So it'll be the director, the CTO, and the manager in one email, and they all say approve, approve, approve. And then you give someone access to the server, you know? So that's just a hypothetical example. Obviously, if you're doing level 1 support, you need to understand if you have access to do a password reset or change a password or create an account, that's your job. You're level 1. You don't give that to a server admin. That doesn't make any sense. Why would you give a server admin a level 1 ticket? The reason why I put level 2 question mark is because some companies have level 2 support, and then level 2 will be like doing some server admin stuff, but also desktop support, and they'll have access to touch the servers. But some companies just have level 1 support, and they only have limited access, which is like password reset, creating distribution groups. Probably won't even create the account. The server admin might create the account. They might have access to create the account, and the server admin doesn't do anything. You know, it depends on the company. Every company is different. What you need to understand is the point of escalation, the point of things where they go. You don't just randomly assume that it goes to that location. Another example of that is like someone is asking for a firewall change, and you assign the ticket to a software developer. And it's like, why are you giving me this? I don't do firewall changes. What the hell's wrong with you? Why are you giving me this? Another example of that would be someone's asking for you to whitelist a device like a laptop or something. They're trying to connect to the Wi-Fi, and the laptop is blacklisted, and they need you to whitelist it. And you can't whitelist it because you're not a network admin. And you give that ticket, instead of giving it to a network admin, you give it to a cybersecurity person. And like, why are you giving me this ticket? I don't handle this. And then they assign it back to you, or they give it to the network admin. So things like that. You have to understand the proper levels of escalation. You don't just randomly assign tickets to people and assume that that's the right person that gets the ticket. So that's the reason why I'm going over this, is because some people don't understand this, and some people don't, some people don't get proper training as well, and some people assume that it goes to this person, and some people don't get training at all, and they don't know what to do with the ticket. So that's the reason why I tell people to look at your old tickets, ask a lot of questions, talk to your colleague, talk to your manager, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't want to go more in depth into this, but that's basically it. And obviously, when you have a ticketing system, you have your SLA, which is a service level agreement. How long can you have a ticket for? So if you're working with a senior managing director, that ticket might be good for about a day. If you're working with a director, that ticket might be good for a day, and then you can't keep it open, or you can't keep it in progress, and you have to close it right away. There's certain tickets that you'll be assigned that's given to you, and they're important people that are really important for the company, and they expect it to be fixed right away. You start getting notifications and warnings on these tickets. Like if you have ServiceNow, or if you have Jira, or if you have any of these other ticketing systems, you'll get an email notification saying that this ticket has been open for way too long, for more than 40 minutes. Please update the ticket. Please respond to the user, or something like that. You get some sort of notification. So that's a service level agreement. So basically, you made an agreement with the client or with the user that basically this ticket will not be open for a certain amount of days. It would actually get closed eventually. You don't want the ticket to be there for a whole month, if that makes sense. You want to make sure you update the ticket, or you want to make sure you update the ticket and put a reason why it's still open and something like that. So there's a service level agreement for these tickets. You don't just keep the ticket open, or you hold on to the ticket. It doesn't work that way. You have to put notes on it. There's certain requirements and certain things you got to have in order for the ticket to remain open, or in order for the ticket to be put in progress, if that makes sense. So also, we're going to go into creating tickets. So now, obviously, when you create a ticket, if there's certain things need approval, you get approval. Attach the approval on an email into the actual ticket. Be clear about your information. So if someone's asking for example, like someone had an issue with Outlook. The Outlook was crashing, and Outlook was crashing because they had an add-in on Outlook. You want to put that when you close a ticket. When you create a ticket, you close the ticket, but Outlook was not responding because of this plugin. I had to go to COM add-ins and disable this plugin. An example like that. You want to make your tickets as clear as possible, so then when you have the same issue again, you can go back to your old tickets, and then you could go and look at it and see what you did to resolve the issue. and also other people that work in the team could see what you did to resolve the issue. You want to make your notes as clear as possible. You don't want to just put random things on the notes, or you don't want to put something like, I just fixed it or I just resolved it. That's not a useful ticket to close. That's not how you close a ticket. So that's not what you do. You want to know everything down and put what you did to resolve the issue. Part of closing tickets is don't just randomly close a ticket. If a user hasn't gone back to you in 2 to 3 days or 4 days, keep emailing them, keep sending them messages, and then if they don't get back to you, then you could close a ticket. I say, like, ideally, I say after a week. If someone doesn't get back to you after a week, just close the ticket. Put that you did not resolve the ticket because the user or the client never got back to me. Just wait like a week and then close the ticket. Now, if they get back to you, then what you do is, obviously, you go back to the ticket, you reopen it, and you put, he finally got back to me, and then you resolve the issue. And that's what you do. Also, part of closing tickets, the user, the client loves communication. They love it when you follow up with them. So, like, an example of that would be if someone's having an Excel issue and you resolve the Excel issue, and then you email them or message them and ask them, are you still having the same issue? I want to make sure I close out the ticket. Before I close out the ticket, I want to make sure you're still having the same issue. You're still having the same issue? No, you're not. All right, I'm going to close the ticket and I'm going to put notes on it. Is that okay with you? All right, that's okay with you. You don't just randomly close the ticket. You want to follow up with the user. Make sure that they're A-okay. Make sure they're not having issues anymore. And then after that, you close the ticket, if that makes sense. Obviously, putting in key notes on how you fix it and resolve the issue. You don't just randomly close a ticket and you put absolutely nothing there. You just close it out and that's it. That doesn't make any sense. You want to put all your notes in there and be as clear as possible. Reassigning tickets. I just spoke about this. You're just calling about a ticket. Make sure if you have a ticket, make sure anyone that goes on vacation, make sure those tickets are reassigned to someone else, because the person on vacation won't be handling these issues. You're going to be getting a bunch of phone calls about tickets or issues that have not been resolved yet. And then when you go in the queue and look at the tickets of that other person, they're probably not even available. They're probably on vacation or something like that, or they're probably sick or something. You don't know. So you wanna make sure that every ticket is accounted for. If you have tickets in the queue, or if you have tickets in someone else's queue. And sometimes you may have resolved the issue yourself for somebody else. So you might want to talk to them and tell them, oh, listen, I fixed that issue for you already. Can you give me that ticket for me instead? Assign it back to me and I'll close it out since I fixed it already. Like, oh, okay, yeah, thank you, Kevin. You know, like that. An example of that, for example. Or communicate with another user, or communicate with another tech. If you're going to assign the ticket to them, tell them, oh, I'm going to give you this ticket because it seems like you worked with this user already. Or I'm going to give you this ticket because you have more experience than me. You know how to fix this. So I'm going to give you the ticket. Is that okay with you? You know, obviously you want to communicate with people. You just don't randomly assign them the ticket. Also, same thing with escalation. You want to let them know that you gave them a ticket. Like if you give a sysadmin a certain ticket, you want to ask him, like if its name is Juan, whatever. Hey, Juan, I gave you this ticket. I know you're working on this. I know you're a sysadmin. I know you're working on this issue. I just want to let you know I assigned this ticket to you. This is a sysadmin ticket. That's okay with you? Like, yeah, that's okay with you. Okay. And then you put notes on it. I assigned this to Juan. He's a sysadmin. He's looking into it. You know, you put notes on it. And see, in some of these notes, you're able, the client's actually able to see the notes that you put in, depending on how the visibility settings are set up on the ticketing system. So you could put all that in the notes. Like it's being handled by a sysadmin, it's being handled by a network admin, it's being looked at by cybersecurity, it's being looked at by management. You know, you have all these notes you could put on, and the client could see all those notes. Depending on how your ticketing system is set up, those are the things you want to look into. Obviously, at the last one, which is what I spoke about, make sure you assign the ticket to the right person. Don't just randomly assign tickets to people that have nothing to do with that issue or that task, if that makes sense. All right. Having tickets stuck in the queue. That's what happens a lot. You know, can't close tickets because you're waiting on a client. Put a note on it. Put a note on it every day. I'm still waiting for the client. Doesn't matter if they haven't gone back to you. Just put a note on it. Managers love it when you update all your tickets. Can't close tickets because it's a project. Put a note on it. Obviously, if it's a project that's going to happen in the next 2-3 months, put a note on it. They'll put something on the ticket. You know, can't close ticket because you're waiting for escalation to get back with you. Put it on the ticket. It's just been escalated, and then follow up with the sysadmin or the network admin. Ask them what's going on. Are you guys looking at it, or you guys are not looking at it? What are you guys doing? One thing I recommend for help desk is create a ticket and then create a sub ticket inside of it, and create a sub-ticket and assign that to the sysadmin. That way they can't close the ticket unless they did the task, and then you could close your own ticket. So basically you create a ticket within a ticket. So you create your big ticket, your own ticket, and you know that has to do with sysadmin. You assign them a ticket, and then they close out their ticket, and you could close your ticket out. So that's the way I would do it. Like I create a sub ticket inside of a ticketing system, assign that to the server admin or network admin, make sure they take care of it, and then once I know they take care of it, I go to my ticketing system or my ticket, and I close out my ticket, and then both tickets get closed together. You know, you could just create mini tickets. Like you could create like, so for example, as a new hire, you might have to assign it to hardware support. You assign it to hardware support, or there's a server admin ticket. You just create another ticket inside of your ticket and assign it to someone else. You know, that's what I would do. That's how you keep track of stuff, if that makes sense. Obviously, you don't know how to deal with the ticket. Check old tickets in the queue. Maybe someone's fixed it before. Obviously, ask for help. You know, ask for help. You know, you're not going to know everything. No one's going to know everything. Ask for help. Talk to your colleague. Check the ticketing system. Talk to your manager. Maybe you're friends with a sysadmin. Maybe you're buddy with the sysadmin. Maybe he can help you out and help you figure out why they're having that weird issue. You know, you don't know. So those are the things you want to look into. The last, but not least, managing your queue. You got to know how to manage your queue. Don't have a certain amount of tickets in the queue. So managers only want to see 10 to 15 tickets max a day. Update all your tickets because the manager does a scan. So the manager scans the ticketing system and it tells them when is the last tickets that got updated. When was the last tickets? When was the last time the tickets got updated? Another scan they do is when was the last time people follow up with their clients or users. And then there's another one that says how many tickets everyone closed per day. You know, there's a lot of different things that they run. Geometrics, they run a lot of different things. So they're able to see all that. Just so you guys don't know, maybe you do know, maybe you don't know. That's how they check with each individual employee that does help desk or IT support. This is very important. Take your time. This isn't a race. What do I mean by that? Take your time with closing tickets. It's not a race. This is not a race to see who closes the most tickets. As a manager, they don't care if you close 5 or 6 tickets and it took you a whole day. You know, it's kind of hard because when you guys think about it, I'm gonna give you a hypothetical example. It's kind of hard because it's kind of not fair. It's fair because you're gonna have someone that, and some people are gonna argue with me about this. You're gonna have someone that has 5 tickets that are server admin tickets and they can't close the ticket unless the server admin works together with you, and then you finally can close the ticket. And then you have like someone that has 15 tickets that they close, and they're all easy tickets, like a password reset, my account is locked out, my email needs to be set up, my Chrome's not working, you know. And then this other guy doesn't have those kind of tickets. He has like a server admin tickets, like really hard, crazy tickets that it took him 2-3 hours to close, you know. So you got to keep that in mind too. Some people have really complicated tickets and they probably close 2-3 tickets, but it's probably super complicated. You don't know. So you want to look at all that too. So the managers do keep that in mind. They check the notes on every ticket. So like, maybe I spent 2-3 hours on this because this was a project. Like I had to do this, I had to do that, just to get it to work, you know? So just because someone closed 15 tickets doesn't mean that they're the best employee in the world. They probably closed some easy tickets like a password reset, account is locked out, my domain account is locked out, my phone can't connect to Wi-Fi, you know, little tickets like that. What about the guy that he's like level 1 support, but he's been in the company for a while now doing help desk, and he's closing out like project tickets. Like, I need you to check and whitelist these IP addresses for me. I need you to check when was the last time these computers checked in for me, you know, like crazy complicated tickets, you know. So you got to keep that in mind as well. Some people have easy tickets, some people don't have easy tickets, you know, it depends what you get, you know. Last but not least, don't take too many tickets at a time. Everyone needs to work together to manage the queue, and everyone works together as a team, you know. And as a team and manage the queue, you know, work together as a team, manage the queue, you know. That's basically it. That's basically it in a nutshell. So I'm gonna go to stop sharing again. Now I'm gonna share my other screen. All right, so hopefully you could see this. I think you can. So now I'm on my ticketing system. So we're just gonna go over it, not in depth, obviously. Let me show you how it works. So If you want me to make an in-depth video on this, let me know. I will. I'm just going to show you how to create a ticket. So you hit new, new incident. I'm going to do my, it says add a requester. So can I add myself? Let's see if it lets me. Let's see if it lets me add myself. Supposed to. I wouldn't see right now. Okay. Outlook. So we're going to say email. I email it about it. It's open right now. It's actually high right now. And I'm going to send it to me. I'm going to send it. See, my Outlook isn't working. And I'm going to do software. Save. So my Outlook isn't working, right? It could mean a lot of different things. It's not, it could be anything. So for me, it was, the issue I had was my Outlook wasn't working because I had an issue with a plugin. I had an issue with a plugin, right? Just go over that as a hypothetical example. So my Outlook wasn't working because of a plugin. So if I put close this ticket, what happens? Does it just close the ticket? Is that what happens? Let me see. I actually closed the ticket. So I don't like that. I don't like the fight. So let me see. Let's go over a different ticket. Let me go back to another ticket. Request monitor for, let's just do my email. What's wrong with my email, right? Assign to agent, assigned to me. Oh, you can reply right here. This is what it is. Okay. And then you can close the ticket. Email. To hit reply. Email was down this morning. Please try again. Regards, Kevin. Now you can actually put attachments here, which is kind of cool, and you hit send. And then this is associate, discuss more, and then you could just close the ticket. I'm gonna add a note. This has been resolved. This has been resolved. We had an issue with the server this morning. It says add and set as closed. There we go. That's it. Put a note. So that's like little things like that. So just like a small video on going over the ticketing system. But that's basically it. That's basically it. So I want to go over in depth with this, but that's basically it. You need to understand Remedy. You need to understand Jira. You need to understand ServiceNow. And I wanted to go over this real quick. And I also wanted to go over how the ticketing system works and what you should be aware of and what you should know. All right. With that being said, I hope you guys have a great day. As always, rate, comment, subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. And I hope you have a great Sunday. All right. Take care. Peace.